This basically is a topic from JEE paper actually, but some of the questions are coming in GATE also. That's why I want to touch this topic. We won't. We will do some problems on this, one or two problems on this, and we'll do one GATE question because it came in GATE 2019 or 18. I'll do that problem also for you. So symmetry in the networks is like the best example for symmetry is on bridge. Okay. There is something called as mirror symmetry. Okay, mirror symmetry in the sense if like if work from one axis, from horizontal or a vertical axis, half, if you divide the network into half and you see one as a mirror of the other, then you can call it as a mirror symmetry. Okay, mirror symmetry. Now, can someone tell me what is the equivalent resistance A and B? We did the problem on this. What kind of circuit is this? What kind of network is this? Yeah, this is a Wheatstone bridge and the resistance, the equivalent is R. So how did you get the value of R? How did you get the value of R? Let's say this is C and D. How did you get the value of R? Like how did you get the value as R? See, the concept here you have to understand. When the bridge is balanced, what happens? VC is equal to VD, right? The potential at the what you call node C and node D are equal. The potential at node D are equal. That means, see, if voltages are equal or VC minus VD is 0, what is voltage 0 condition of a network? What is voltage 0 condition of a network? Is it short circuit or a open circuit? Voltage 0 is a short circuit. Short circuit, right? Correct. So also, I told you this is a short circuit, right? So when VC is equal to VD, no current flows in this resistor I. I doesn't flow. So I is 0. What is the condition of the circuit when current is 0? What is the condition of the circuit when current is? What is open? Open, right? Yes. Okay, open. So this is an open circuit as well as a short circuit. If you understand, this is what in the sense. So this is what you call, you can solve it by opening this C and D or shorting this C and D. You'll get the same answer. Okay. Have you ever tried this? Let me open this. Let me open this. This is what you'll get. Right? All are R's. So R and R in series 2R. 2R parallel with 2R is R. Right? If I short it, what happens if I short this? So this is my circuit. So R parallel with R parallel with R. This will be R by 2 and R by 2, which is equal to R. So even if you short it or what you call, you're getting the same answer, right? You understood I proved it to be short circuit as well as an open circuit. Why? Because the potentials are same. I can call it as an what you call short circuit because voltage is 0. Since voltage is 0 or potentials are same, no current flows between that. I can say it's an open circuit also. I can say this is an open circuit also. Understood my like logic actually? So what I want to prove here is if I see from this whether the current flows here and here, say if the current is the total current, yeah, this is I. If you say this current I, and if you fold the network at this point, okay, at this point, what happens? This and this will touch each other, right? If you fold it from this, what happens? This points and this point will touch each other. That means symmetry. You can, if you fold it, all the points will have same potentials. Okay, all these points C and D will have same potential. That means when a current of I is flowing here, it equally divides in here I by 2 and I by 2. So this will be I by 2 and I by 2. So I'll get I here. So what is the current flowing here? I by 2 comes here and I by 2 goes here. I by 2 comes here and I by 2 goes here. So no current flows here. So for a symmetry, what happens? This is how you can say. Okay, so I can open this as well as the potentials are same. I can short it. Okay, am I confusing you, or are you able to understand this? Wheatstone bridge, for a Wheatstone bridge, so the potentials are same. So I can call it as a short circuit or an open circuit. C and D, between C and D, I can short it or open it. I'll get the same value. Okay, is that clear? So this is the concept of symmetry in networks. We can use the same concept for a bigger network also. Okay, am I clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see one example for this. So if I see this, find the equivalent resistance between A and B terminals. AB, find RAB. All are R's. Any method? Anyone? How to solve this? All are R's. Find RAB. How to solve this? All are R's. Find RAB. Do you wanna try this? Let me explain you. Let me explain you. See, if you see this, if I draw a line here, the whatever the network in this direction, whatever the network is in this direction, sorry, in this direction is same as in this direction. This is called mirror symmetry. Okay, mirror symmetry. What I can say, I can this point has the same potential as this point. So sorry. Or what I can do is basically I can say this point and this point are having same potential. This and this having same potential. If I divide it this way, yeah, correct. If I divide it this way, sorry. Okay, sorry, it got zoomed in. So what you can do here is, so these points are at same potentials, this and this. Okay, and this and this. Okay, what happens here is, if my current I is flowing here, it divides into three parts, and again it comes here. Again it comes here. I'm not saying because this is not, all are not same, not equally, but when it comes here, what happens? This currents will be, if I say I1, I2 and I3, I1, I2 and I3. What does this mean is, whatever the current flows here, I1, the same current I1 will flow here. Whatever the current I2 flows here, same I2 will flow here. That means this current is not getting divided anyway. Well, there are many branches here at this node, but this current is not getting divided. If I see this this way, I can simply draw the circuit something like this. You understand what I did? I just disconnected this one and this one. I disconnected this because when the current I2 comes here, it's not getting divided. The same I2 is coming here, so it's not getting divided. So I can disconnect it like this. Okay. As I told you, in a symmetrical circuit, you can open it. Open in the sense, I can open this terminal here. You have to understand where you can open it. Okay, this is how you can do it. Okay, now can you find the equivalent resistance? Now can you find the equivalent resistance? All are R's. So this is R and R, 2R in see, let me do this, the upper part. This is 2R parallel with R is 2R by 3. Right, 2R parallel with R is 2R by 3. Here there is R. This is the circuit. R and 2R by 3. Understood? So this is 2R, R and R in series, 2R and R in parallel is 2R by 3. Here also same 2R by 3. There is resistance here and here. So this is how you get it. Here only R and R are there. This is how you get it. So this is what you will get. Okay. So if you do it, what will be the R equivalent? What is the value here? Solve it. You'll get 2R. 2R by 3 plus 2R is 2R by 3 plus 2 is 8 by 3R, right? 8 by 3R in parallel with 8 by 3R is 4 by 3R, 4R by 3 parallel with 2R. You have to find this. 4 by 3R parallel with 2 is 8 by 2 by 8 by 3 by 10 by 3. 8 by 10, 0.8 R. You understand how I draw this? Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So the same, you got it as, so this can be done in another way. So as I told you, it is symmetry at this point, at this axis. You can short this. That means if this is R, this will be R by 2 here, R by 2 here. This will be R by 2 here, R by 2 here. Because it is symmetrical, you can draw it like this. This is R by 2. This is R by 2. You can short this. This is R by 2. Similarly, you'll get the same. Similarly, you'll get the same here. So these are all R's. Okay, these are all R's. So can someone tell me how are these two, R and R by 2? These two are in parallel. These two are in parallel, right? Right? Do you get? So this is my R here. R by 2 parallel with R is R by 3. Right? R by 2 parallel with R is R by 3. R and 2R are in parallel is 2R by 3. So R and R by 2 are in parallel is R by 3. Okay. Again here also R by 3. So this is R. This is R. This is R. R and R by 3 are in series. It's 3 plus 1, 4 by 3 R. So this is what you'll get. You'll have the same here also. So this is 4 R by 3. This is R. This is 4R by 3. So 4R by 3 parallel with 4R by 3 is 2R by 3. 2R by 3 parallel with R. 2R by 3 parallel with R. How much will you get? 5 by 3. So 2 by 5. Right? 2 by 5. This is 2 by 5 R. So same you'll have one more in series. So the total R equivalent will be 2 by 5 R plus 2 by 5 R or 4 by 5 R. 4 by 5 is. You understood how to use the concept of symmetry? You understood how to use the concept of symmetry. You can either short it or you can open it such a way that direction of currents. So when the current comes here, it divides here. The current, it doesn't divide here. So you have to understand whether the current is dividing or not. You can use that way or you can short it. You'll get the same answer. If you understand the concept of symmetry, you can either open it or you can short that. The basic concept is like the Wheatstone bridge. If you see the circuit is symmetry, open it or short it. Right? When the potentials are equal, you can either open or short it. That is the concept here. Is this technique of, you got the same answer 0.8 R whether you open it or close it. Understood? Understood? Shall I explain it again or am I clear? Shall I?
Sir, can you
Or
please
am I?
explain the right-hand side part, the calculation part from the top
Yeah.
side?
This one or this?
Yes, yes, sir, the right-hand side, the calculation part. Yes, sir.
Calculation part is like, see,
Like the, yes.
this is what I did. 2R, 4R by 3 and 4R by 3 are in parallel. So R and R by right. So if 4R by 3 and 4R by 3 are in parallel, you'll get 2R by 3. Right? 4R by 3 divided by 2. So you'll get 2R by 3. So 2R by 3 and R are in parallel. 2R by 3 and R are in parallel. What will you get? The 2R by 3 parallel with R. So what will you get is 2R by 3 into R by 2R by 3 plus R. So this is, I'm erasing this part. This is 2 by 3 R square divided by 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5R by 3. I did the LCM here. So 3R plus 2R is 5R, 5R by 3. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled. This is 2 by 5. R and square gets cancelled. 2 by 5R. Now 2 by 5R and 2 by 5R is in series because I'll have one more because I divided this. I'll have one more in series. 2 by 5R and 2 by 5R. This is 0.8R. Okay.
Yes, sir, clear now.
Okay. Everyone clear, right? Moving on. So I want you to solve this question. Try to apply the concept of and solve this question. Find the resistance RAB. RAB. Find the resistance RAB. Concept of symmetry. You want to try this or shall I do it for you? Everyone, you want to try this? Are you people trying? Okay. Ten ohms. Okay. Everyone to your screens. Everyone to your screens. See again. I can use what you call the parallel, the mirrors. What I'll see is, see if I like take this, the half of this is same as half of this. So what does this mean? This is symmetrical network. Symmetrical network, as I told you, if the current I is flowing here, this is I1, this is I2. The same will happen here, I1 and I2, and this is I. Okay, so if this is equal to this current, no currents get divided here. Okay, so what I can do, I can lift this off. Okay, the current is getting divided here. Current is getting divided here, and it is again coming to be I2. But here it is not dividing. I1 is not getting divided. So what I can do is, this is what I can draw the circuit as. Okay, all are 9 ohms. I lifted this. I don't think how I don't know how you did it. You can do it in many ways. You can simply convert this what you call delta to star. You can convert this delta to star and you can do it. Okay, delta to star. Right? Okay, anyhow, let me see. Let me do this. 9 and 9 are in series. Here 9 and 9 are in series is 18. 18 parallel with 18 is 9. Again 9 and 9 will be 4.5. Right? This is 4.5. 9 and 9 series is 18. 18 and 18 is 9. Okay? 4.5. This is 9 here. 9 here. 9, 9. 18 parallel with 18 parallel with 18 plus 4.5, 22.5. Find R equivalent. 18 parallel with 22.5. I don't think it's 10 ohms. I don't think it is 10 ohms. Sorry, it's 10 ohms. Correct. Correct. 10 ohms. Okay. 18 parallel with 22.5, 10 ohms. Correct. Okay. I think everyone got this. I don't know how did you do it. This would be better method. You can convert whatever. You can convert star and do any of those methods, but using the concept would be better. Okay, using the concept of symmetry would be better. You understood how to apply the concept of symmetry? Understood how to apply the concept of symmetry? Okay. Okay. So one more gate question. This is 2019 gate question. Consider the network shown below. The values of resistances are given. The network connected to a constant 11 volt supply. The magnitude of current in amps accurate to 2 decimal places through the source. So you have to find the current through the source. Find it. Find it. Find the current through the source. Read the question properly. Draw the circuit properly and try to solve it. Everyone trying? People, are you trying this? Shall I do it? Reply please. Are you trying or shall I do it? Okay. So any answers? Any answers? 1 ohms, R2s are given as 2, R3s are 1 ohm, 3 ohms, right? So everyone to your screens. Everyone to your screens. Everyone to your screens. These are all R1s. So these values are 1 ohms. These are 2 ohms and these are 3 ohms. Okay. Screens. So if you see this, as seen, you can see this these seen from the center. These points A dash, B dash are at same potentials. It's a symmetrical network. So A and A dash will be at same potential, B same potential. Okay, right? Right. So what happens if a current I enters here? It divides I1 and I2. What happens here? Here it will be again I1 and I2. What happens here? It divides into these two, but it don't divide between these two because these potentials are same. No current flows here. What I can do is remove this. I can remove this 2 ohms resistances. I can remove this 2 ohms resistances. Remove this 2 ohms resistance. Understood why I remove it? Because no current flows through this. I can very well open it. Circuit is. So now can you observe any series parallel? So that instead of opening it, what I can do, I can also short it, right? As I told you, I can short or open it. It's up to you whether you want to short or open it. Okay, you'll get the same answer. Whether the thing is, the depends on a particular problem. If you short it, it will be easier to find it, or if you open it, it will be easier to find it. Depends on the problem. For this problem, it's easier if I short the terminals A and A dash. Why? Because A and A dash, the potentials are same. Potentials are same. So VA is equal to VA dash. So voltage the difference between A and A dash is 0. So it's a short circuit. So this is how my circuit is. So now if I see, this is how it is, 1 ohm and 1 ohm. And so can someone tell me what are all in parallel? If you see this 3 ohms and 3 ohms are in parallel, right? Define definition of parallel. Definition of the very first class. Definition of parallel. When do you call two resistances in parallel? When do you call two resistances in parallel? Everyone, screens. When do you call two resistances in parallel? If both the ends of one resistor is connected to both the ends of resistor. So now tell me which of the resistances are in parallel here? Which of the resistances are in parallel here? Which are the resistances that are parallel here? Yeah, 1, 3, 1. All are in parallel. All the resistances 1, 3, 3, and 1. All are in parallel. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All are in parallel. Again, it is parallel with 1 and 1. So this is the equivalent circuit. Now find R equivalent. So this is 0.5. This is 0.5. 3 parallel 3 is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 and 1 parallel 1 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 in parallel with 3 by 2 is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 by 4 by 2 is 2. 4 by 2 is 2. So this will be 3 by 3 by 8. Right, 3 by 8. So 3 by 8 parallel, in series with 1 by 2 is 1. 3 by 2 in series with 1. Sorry, 3 by 8 plus 1 is 8 plus 3, 11 by 8. So total R equivalent here is, R equivalent is 11 by 8 ohms. 11 by 8 ohms. Everyone clear? R equivalent is, how can you find the current? I is equal to V by R. V is given. Find the current. Tell me the answer. 8 ohms. Amperes, right? 11 by 11 by 8. Sorry, 11 by 11 by 8 is 8 amperes. Current is 8 amperes. Okay, is it done? Shall I repeat? Is it clear? Any clarifications needed, or is it clear? Okay. Actually, I want responses from everyone because this is a practice session. I'm giving like some concepts from previous year papers. So I want responses from everyone. Yeah. Okay. So if this is clear, so again, answer you the basics or tell me the values. 6, 3 and 2 parallel. What is the value? R equivalent. 6, 3 and 2 are in parallel. I've seen some of new people. That's why I'm going to the basics again. So tell me 6, 3 and 2 parallel is 1, right? 6 and 3 parallel is 2. 2 and 2 parallel is 1 ohm. Okay, these concepts you have to understand. You have to. Okay. So yeah, this base here. Try to answer this. The driving point impedance or the input impedance as seen from these terminals. Find the input impedance for this. See, for this kind of problem, see, this is a 1 mark question basically, and all the options are in terms in S domain. So convert the network into S domain and then solve it. Convert the network into S domain. You remember how will inductor become? L will become SL. Capacitance will become 1 by SC. Okay, no initial conditions are given. So this is a steady state one. So no transient. So replace L with SL, replace C with 1 by SC, and find the solution for this. Tell me the answer. Yes, option A. Option A is correct. Option A is correct. Right. So if you what you call redraw the circuit, this is what it becomes in S domain. S 1 by S and 1 by S. So S and 1 by S are in series. So this will become S plus 1 by S, which is equal to S square plus 1 by S. Right. So now this is in parallel with 1 by S. So the total Z of S will be Z of S will be S plus 1 by S into S square plus 1 by S divided by 1 by S plus S square plus 1 by S. So this will be S plus, so the LCM is S, so this S will get cancelled with one of the S. So S square plus 1 by S into S square plus 1, sorry, S square plus 2, right? This is what you'll get. So if you take the LCM, I'm writing it here. If you take the LCM, this is what you'll get. S square plus 2S, sorry, S cube plus 2S into, so S cube plus S is S power 4 plus 2S into S is 2S square plus S square plus 1. So this will become 3S square plus 1, option A. Okay, so what is the order of the circuit? It's a fourth order circuit, right? So this is a 1 mark question. So this is how you have to do it. So as somebody asked, this is, let's do one of the problems from dependent sources. So again, this is a previous year gate question. So let's do this. So for basic concept is, what is the dependent source? The value of you'll have current sources. So you have 4 different types: CCCS, CCVS, VCCS, and VCVS. Sources are control sources. Current controlled current source, current controlled voltage source, voltage controlled voltage source, voltage controlled current source, and voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, this is a dependent source is represented with a rhombus shape or a diamond shape. Okay, so it will be this, if it is in this form, this is a voltage source. Okay, dependent voltage source, and if it is in this form, this is a dependent current source. Dependent current source. So now tell me what is this in the question given. For the circuit given above, the Thevenin's resistance across terminals A and B is to be found. Okay, so many people find difficulty in doing this kind of problem. So what kind of dependent source is this, everyone? What kind of dependent source is this? It's a VCVS, right? It's a VCVS, voltage controlled voltage source, or voltage dependent voltage source. It's a voltage source whose value depends upon the value voltage here, VAB, right? It depends upon the voltage VAB. So for this kind of problems, how to find the Thevenin's equivalent voltage as well as the what you call VThevenin as well as RThevenin, right? You have to find VThevenin both as well as RThevenin for this. See, for this, first thing is you have to find the RThevenin. The second is Thevenin's voltage across A and B. So you have to find both VThevenin as well as RThevenin. Okay, you have to find both VThevenin as well as RThevenin for this. Okay, so first step to find RThevenin, what should you do? RThevenin, you have to what you call turn off all the dependent sources. Turn off all the dependent sources. So what is the dependent source? There is a voltage source, sorry, independent source. You have to turn off all the independent source. Turning off a voltage source in the sense you have to short it. Dependent source. So now if I state, this is what my circuit became, right? So what kind of circuit do you call this? You have only dependent sources, no other sources are there in the circuit. What kind of circuit do you call this? Remember, what kind of circuit do you call this? This is a dead network or a dead circuit, right? Remember, dead network or a dead circuit. How to solve dead network and dead? How to solve it? How to solve it? You have to apply a voltage source or a current source of known value. Voltage source or a current source of known value at the terminals A and B. Okay, you can either use voltage source or current source. Here I'll use a current source of value, say 1 ampere. Okay, and if I find the voltage here V, so V by I will give my resistance. V by I will give my resistance. So I'll call this as V1, okay, V, and this I'll call it as V1. Okay, now I can use what you call mesh analysis, nodal analysis, whatever techniques I have, I can use it. Okay, it's better to take voltage source. Why? Because it depends upon the value. Take a voltage source of current source. What I'll do, I'll take a voltage source. You can take any of it, but it's better if I take something that simplifies my problem. Okay, if this is 1 volt, so this will be directly 3 volt, right? So now if I find the current I here, V by I will give my resistance. Okay. So now how to find the current here? You can use either mesh analysis, nodal analysis. So same, if I use mesh analysis, I'll call this as V1 and V2. Okay. Now tell me the node equation. So there is a voltage source. Okay, voltage source between two what you call two nodes. So I can use super node equation. If you remember super node, I can use super node equation. So tell me the super node equation here. V2 by 2. Let me ignore the kilo here. Okay, V2 by 2 plus V2 by 2. Okay, and then I have to start from here, right? Okay, I'm having one more problem, right? Sorry. If I take voltage and I will do, if I do this, what you call nodal analysis, I'm getting an issue. Okay, I will do nodal analysis only. But before that, what I'll do is I'll simplify the network. So this 2 and 2 are in parallel. I'll get are in parallel. What I'll get 1 ohm. Simplify the network. So this is 1 kilo ohm, and I'll have a value here 3 VAB or 3. Okay. So if I see currents here, the value I took as V. Okay. So if I write down the currents here, what will I get? V minus or V plus 3 VAB by 1. Right. If I see here, what will I get? This is some value I into 1 kilo ohm. Okay. Yeah, I into 1 plus 3V plus V equal to 0. So all are adding. Here is the leaving current V plus 3 VAB by 1 plus V by 1 plus V by 1. Okay. Again, so again a voltage source between this. Okay. Again, I can directly simply write it. All the dependent sources problem. So 1 kilo ohm here. So if I take 1 volt, this is parallel, right? So what will be the current here? It is 1 amp or 1 milliampere current here. So what will be the current here is V plus 3 VAB by 1. So 3 VAB is also equal to V. So 4V is 4 by 1. This is 4 milliamperes. Yes. 5 milliamperes. So R Thevenin will be 1 by 5 milli 1 by 5 milli. This will be 0.2 kilo ohms. 0.2 kilo ohms. RThevenin is 0.2 kilo ohms. Am I clear? Am I clear this way? I think you can use many methods, but 0.2 kilo ohms. Shall I? Yeah. If it's clear, let's see the options. If this is clear, then I got it as 0.2 kilo. And this is the option B, 0.2 kilo ohms. Okay. Now finding VThevenin. Okay. How to find it, or am I clear with RThevenin? How to problem if I have a dependent source. If I have a dependent source, what I can do for a dead circuit, I have to have a voltage source or a current source at the terminals of A and B, and then I have to activate the circuit, dead circuit. I have to activate the dead circuit. Then I have to find the P by I. Then I'll get Thevenin's equivalent across A and B terminals. Now I have to find the Thevenin's equivalent voltage. Thevenin's equivalent voltage across A and B terminals. For the same, if I want to find the Thevenin's equivalent voltage, please repeat for dead circuit for R Thevenin. See, what I did is, this is the dead circuit. This is a circuit. So everyone to your screens again, I'm repeating it. The dead circuit, what I'll do, I'll activate this circuit with a 1 volt source or a 1 ampere source. What I did, I took with a 1 volt source. Okay, so let me simplify this. I just want to find the current I. I can use any of my techniques. I can use voltage, nodal analysis, mesh analysis. I can simplify the circuit. I can use any of the techniques and find it, right? So if I these two are in parallel, 2 kilo ohm and 2 kilo ohm are in parallel. So this will be 1 kilo ohm. This is my first 3 VAB, and this is 1 kilo ohm, and here I have a plus minus 1 volt. I want to find this current I. I divides into I1 and I2. So can someone tell me what is I2? So this is a voltage. These are in parallel, so voltage will be same. I2 will be equal to V by 1 kilo ohm. V is 1, so this is 1 milliampere. This is 1 milliampere. I2 is 1 milliampere. What is I1? I1 is nothing but this voltage V plus 3 VAB. V plus 3V by 1 kilo ohm. So this current, this is plus minus 3 VAB, and this is 1 kilo ohm. Okay, this is V. So if I draw equation here, what will I into 1 kilo ohm plus AB plus V equal to 0. So I will be, so this is minus 1 here, minus I into 1K. So this will be V plus 3V by 1K. I will do this V plus 3V by 1K. So V I took it as 1 volt. So this will be V plus 4 by 1K. So 4 milliamperes. Okay, am I clear? 4 milliamperes. So if this is 4 milliamperes, so can someone tell me what is I? I will be I1 plus I2. 1 is 5 milliamperes. So R Thevenin will be V by I. V is 1. 1 by 5 milli is 0.2 milli will be kilo. So 0.2 kilo ohms. Okay. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? R Thevenin? Okay. Okay. So now finding the voltage V Thevenin. V Thevenin should be rather simple. 1 by 5 milli. 1 by 5 milli is 0.2 kilo ohms. 1 by 5 milli is 0.2 kilo ohms. Okay. So now finding the voltage V Thevenin. V Thevenin should be rather simple. 1 by 5 milli is 0.2 kilo ohms. 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 1 by 5 milli is 0.2 kilo ohms Let's see. So you have to find the voltage across the open circuited terminals. So this will be my VThevenin. This V will be my VThevenin. So I don't have to what you call remove any. So I have to find this. So I'll call it as V. I'll call this as V1. So find the V. How will supernode equation? Now I can use supernode equation. To find VThevenin, I can use supernode equation. So what will this be? 5 minus, so leaving current V1 minus 5 by 2 plus V1 by 2. So this is a supernode. So I'll directly write V by 1K is equal to 0. Understood how I write this equation? So V1 minus 5 by 2K, V1 by 2K plus directly this, I'll have to ignore this, directly V by 1K. Okay, so this is at node V1. Now tell me the supernode equation. Supernode equation will be V1 minus V is equal to 3VAB. 3VAB. V1 minus V is equal to 3VAB. Understood how I write this? Or let me explain it. Plus minus, this is 3VAB. This voltage is V to ground. So if I take the loop, this will be minus V1 plus 3VAB plus V is equal to, or V1 minus V is equal to 3VAB. Okay. This is how you can write the supernode equation. Now if you have two equations, I want the value of V. So or I can, if I substitute V1 is equal to 3VAB minus V. AB minus V. Sorry, plus V. 3AB. So if I substitute it in this, this will become V1 by 2 and V1 by 2 is V1. V1 minus 5 by 2 is 2.5 plus V is equal to 0. So V1 can be written as 3VAB plus V minus 2.5 plus V is equal to 0. So this will be 3VAB plus 2 minus 2.5 is equal to 0. Okay. Plus 2 minus 2.5 is equal to let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. Also, I can write. Sorry. VAB in terms of V. I have to write VAB in terms of V. Okay. From this, I have to solve the value for V. I'm sorry. I'll let me pause it. I don't want to waste the time. I'll get you this. I'll get back to you this. I'll get back to this. I don't want to waste your time. I'll get back to you this. Okay, let me. Actually, VAB is nothing but V. If you observe this, sorry, VAB is equal to V. How? VAB is nothing but the voltage across A. Instead, it has V. Okay, equal to V because VAB is nothing but the voltage across these terminals. That is nothing but V. So this will become 3 into V. 3V plus 2V is 5V minus 2.5 is equal to 0. So V will be 2.5 by 5. I'm sorry, I just got confused here. V. Okay. Okay. Is this okay? Am I clear this way? VAB is nothing but V. Shall I repeat? Okay. This is important problem actually. So don't get confused as I did. Okay. So come to this. So actually today I wanna and like complete one topic. Actually, I left it because that you generally don't get much of problems from that. And before that, let me show you one question. How many 200 volt, 200 watt by 200 volt incandescent bulbs connected in series would consume the same total power as a single 100 watt by 200 volt incandescent bulb? So this is like there were 2 times this type of question was asked in GATE. Okay, 2 times. So I thought this, I thought, and obviously this is for 1 mark. So can someone answer this? So if you see any incandescent bulbs, now people are using LEDs, but if you see incandescent bulbs, it will be rated like this watts as well as the voltage. Okay, so if you connect it to 220 volts, you will get to like it will consume 200 watts. Okay, so this is what given to like 220 volt by 100 watt will how many of these, sorry, are to be connected in series so that it will consume the same power as a 220 volt incandescent bulb. Okay, read the question properly. How many 200 watt by 220 volt incandescent lamps connected in series would consume the same total power as a single 100 watt by 220 volt incandescent bulb or incandescent lamp? So for that, first what we'll do is 200 watt by 220 volts. So for all this problem, you have to, what you have to do is you have to calculate the resistance of each bulb. The important thing is here you have to calculate the resistance of each bulb. So for this, can someone tell me how to find resistance? How to find the resistance of such bulbs? So we have power is equal to V square by R. So R is equal to V square by P. So 220 into 220 by 200. So this is what your 11 into 22 by 11 into 22. This is what the resistance is, 242 ohms. So how many ohms will give me this resistance? So R of 100 watt by 220 watt. Sorry, 220 volt. Option D correct. So resistance of this will be 220 into 220 by 100. So this will be exactly half, I think. 1 to 1 no. So how many of sorry, this will be double of this, 484 ohms. So how many of this in series? So this will be 2 option. So how many of 242s in series will become 484? 2, right? So this is how you can problem to calculate the resistance. Resistances have to be compared. Is it clear? The next one. So tell me this. 2 incandescent light bulbs of 40 watt and 60 watts are rating are connected in series across the mains. Then which options A, B, C, D? You have to answer saying the options. Bulbs together consume 100 watt. Bulbs together consume 50 watts. 60 watt bulb glows brighter. 40 watt bulb glows brighter. Option A, B, C, D. Tell me the answer. You have to remember the brightness of a bulb depends upon the voltage. Brightness is proportional to the voltage actually. The brightness of a bulb depends upon the voltage applied. Okay, if you apply, the bulb will blow off, the bulb filament will blow off. Option C, no. See here, see, so voltage depends upon, see, if I have two bulbs, resistances, basically two resistances in series connected to a main supply, connected to a voltage source. So what happens, this is a 40 watt and this is 60 watts power, right? So resistance of this will be, so R is equal to, again, V square by P. It is inversely proportional to the power, right? So the voltage drop across each bulbs, voltage drop, say this is V1, this is V2. Which one will be more? V1 is nothing but the current I into this resistance. This V2 is nothing but the resistance. This is R40, R60, will say. Okay. So V1 is equal to I into R40. V2 is equal to I into R60. Which one will have more voltage drop? Depends upon the resistances. Which one will have more resistance? R40 or R60? It is inversely proportional. So if this is 40 watts, this and this is 60 watt, this will have more resistance than this. So the 40 watt bulb will glow brighter than the 60 watt. Yes, 40 watt bulb will glow brighter than the 60 watt bulb. Am I clear? Shall I repeat or am I clear? Okay, moving on. So let's see what you call revise transients. So many people find the difficulty in transients. So let me quickly tell you transients. DC transients, basically you have RL, RC, right? RLC. This is what you have in your syllabus. RL, RC, we'll call them as first order. This is second order. first order circuits and second order circuits. So in RL and RC, again, you have seen two types: source free RL RC, and with source or step response or with source. Step response of RL and RC circuits. This is what we have seen, right? Remember? So now can you help me fill this table? RL, RC. Without source free RL. What are the equations for this? Step response. RL, RC. So tell me the source free RL. What is the source free RL response? I of t is equal to I naught e power minus t by tau. Tau is equal to, tell me the values. Tell me the values. Tau is equal to, tau is equal to. Here step response, what is RL? Sorry, what is, tell me what is current I for step response? Tell me the value. Are needed to solve all the transient circuits. Only 4 formulas are needed to solve all the transient circuits. If you remember, tell me what is the answer for source. Step. Am I audible? I of infinity plus I naught I of 0 minus I of infinity into e power minus t by tau. Same here with v of infinity plus v of 0 minus v of infinity e power minus t by tau. Tau will be same L by R and RC. Tau will be same L by R and RC. Right? Remember? What is V of infinity? V of infinity is nothing but voltage at infinite, what you call time infinity, and V naught is the initial. Right? These only these four what you call formula. Source free, I equal to I naught e power minus t by tau. V is equal to V naught e power minus t by tau. With source I of infinity. With the source I of infinity plus I naught minus I of infinity e power minus t by tau. And same with voltage also. Here only two steps: finding tau, finding I naught, finding V naught, finding tau. Here you have three steps: I of infinity, I naught, and t tau. Okay. So this is transients. Okay, this is about the transient. So there is one small concept, AC transient free condition. In AC, only in AC there is this concept called as transient free. Okay, only in AC circuits you will get transient free condition. What do you mean by transient free condition? See, AC, say for example, I have an RL circuit given by V is equal to Vm sine omega t. And this is closed at t equal to 0. Omega 5 left t plus 5. This is R and this is L. Okay, or omega L, J omega L, JXL or J omega L. Okay. So this say switch is closed at t equal to 0, the solution of this will consist, solution of this is current actually, I is equal to I transient plus I steady state. We did this kind of problems for remember for DC we did this. After that we started sinusoidal steady state analysis, sinusoidal steady state AC analysis, right? After sinusoidal steady state analysis, you will get a condition for AC transients. Okay, you have to understand the concept here. So I transient will be again say some k into I know k into e power minus t by tau. Okay, plus ISS. You have to find the value of ISS. You have to find the value of ISS. So ISS is nothing but the steady state value. As we already know, after switch is closed, what is I or ISS is equal to Vm sin omega t plus phi by the impedance. Okay, this is in phasor form. Let me write it in polar form. Vm at an angle omega t plus phi, or Vm at an angle phi, divided by what is Z? R plus j omega L. R plus j omega L. Okay, I'm writing it here. ISS will be equal to Vm at an angle phi divided by R square plus omega L square in at an angle tan inverse omega L by R. Right? Tan inverse omega L by R. Okay, next page. So ISS will be Vm and divided by R square plus omega L square at an angle phi minus tan inverse omega L by R. This is my steady state current. So the total current I is equal to I transient plus I steady state. Okay, I transient I call it as k into e power minus t by tau plus Vm by root of R square plus omega L square at an angle. If I write it again in sinusoidal form, this will be sine omega t plus phi minus tan inverse omega L by R. This is the total or complete solution for I. K, how to find K? From initial conditions. From initial conditions or at t equal to 0, what happens? Okay, substitute the value t equal to 0, initial, sorry, I is equal to, 0, what happens? Say initially the current is 0. Before the switching operation, it is not charged, the inductor is not charged. So 0 is equal to, so t equal to 0, e power 0 is 1, so k plus equal to 0, this will become Vm by root of R square plus omega L square into sine of phi minus tan inverse omega L by R. Okay, this is what, so this is how you get it. Okay, so from this, what is K? K is equal to minus of this. K is equal to minus of this. I can directly write K is equal to minus this. Okay. I equal to K is minus Vm by root R square plus omega L square sine of omega L inverse sine of phi minus R plus, sorry, this into e power at, e power minus t by tau, e power minus t by plus again Vm by root of R square plus omega L whole square into sine. Here you'll get t minus phi, sorry, plus phi minus omega L by R. Minus by R. So minus tan inverse omega L by R. Here also minus tan inverse omega L by R. Okay, this is what your current is. So I want the transient free condition. Transient free in the sense this should be 0. This should be 0. Transient free condition when the switch is closed at 0. At t equal to 0, the switch is closed. So I want transient free condition. So this is in the solution. What happened? Oh. The only this term should be 0. This should be there. That means k should be equal to 0. K should be equal to 0. K is equal to 0 in the sense k equal to 0 should for ITR 0, transient free condition in the sense at what you call t equal to 0, my k should be 0. So that means sine of phi minus tan inverse omega L by R should be 0. Okay, when is this happening? When my switch is equal to 0. This is happening when my switch is closed at t equal to 0. When will sine be 0? When this is equal to 0. So phi minus tan inverse omega L by R is equal to 0, or phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Okay, so this is very important. When phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R, I'll get transient free response. Okay, this at t equal to 0 when the switch is closed at t equal to 0. Otherwise, what will I get when the switch is closed at t equal to t naught? When the switch is closed at t is equal to t naught, what will I get? Omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. This is at t equal to 0. So in this substitute, if t equal to 0, you'll get this one. Okay. This is very important. Phi equal to tan inverse omega L by R is the condition where the switch where you'll get transient free in AC when the switch is closed at t equal to 0. If the switch is closed at t is equal to t naught, this is the condition. Omega t naught plus phi equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Okay. Okay. So for simplicity, you can also write this as phi is equal to tan inverse omega into tau. Remember, for an L by R, tau is equal to L by R. So this can also be done in this way. To tan inverse omega tau or omega L by R. Is this clear? These two are very important. And if my circuit is, if my question is not sinusoid, if it is cosine, if it is cosine, what will I get? If this is cosine, what will I get? This is cosine. This will be cos of phi minus tan inverse omega L by R equal to 0. If the what you call source is not Vm sin omega t, if it is Vm cos omega t, then what will I get? This is how it will be. So this will be equal to 0. When will cos be 0? At pi minus pi by 2. So this will be when tan inverse omega L by R is equal to pi by 2, or phi is equal to pi by tan inverse omega L by R. Are very important. Okay. That switch is closed at t equal to 0. Switch is closed at t equal to t naught. I'll have omega t naught plus phi by 2 plus tan inverse omega L by. These two are important. This is for an RL circuit. Okay. Remember, this is for an RL circuit. Transient free AC transient free condition for an RL circuit is this. Noted this down. Abulate this like this. Okay. Yeah. If Vin equal to Vm, Okay, Vn is equal to Vn sin omega t. The condition from transient free is omega t plus phi at t equal to t naught, or omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse. If it is Vm cos omega t, it will be plus pi by 2. Okay, these two are very important. Okay, okay, if it is t equal to 0, if t equal to 0, what if the switch is closed at t equal to 0, substitute this value as 0, so this will be 0. Phi is equal. Okay, this is for my RL circuit. So RC circuit is nothing but your dual of your RL circuit, right? RC circuit your RL circuit. So change quantities. Omega t naught plus phi, omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega. What dual for L? It is C. What is dual for R? It is 1. This is tan inverse omega RC or omega CR. For V equal to Vm sin omega t. If V is cos omega t, this will be omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega RC plus pi by 2. Only this and the transient free condition. You understand this? Shall I repeat? What I did, this is the condition I got, omega t equal to tan inverse omega L by R. If it is closed at t equal to 0, if it is closed other than t equal to 0 or say t naught, this is what I'll get, omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Okay, transient free condition in the sense, if you say this, okay, a sinus immediately, transients, at steady state, you call as a sinusoid. Okay, if to get the free, what you can do, you can switch, you can operate the switch at, which is given by omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. In DC, transient free condition is not possible. DC transient free condition is not possible. And zero cross, you'll have what you call, there is a smooth rise and smooth. So because of this, you'll get transient free condition in AC, but not in DC. Okay, and also in RLC circuit. In RLC circuit also, there is no, you can't get in RLC circuit, you can't get transient free, because one of these will be present always. Sinusoid will always be present, so it cannot be 0. Both in cos 0 cannot at the time. So RLC transient free does not exist. Okay, for an RLC circuit. For RL circuit, these are the conditions. Okay, let's do some 1 or 2 problems on this concept. Let's do some 1 problems on this concept. Am I clear this way? You have to just remember this, tan inverse omega L by R or omega tau. If you remember tan inverse omega tau, that is enough, right? Tau is nothing but L by R for RL circuit, RC for RC. Okay. Okay, am I clear? Shall we do some problems? Determine the value of t. This is a previous year GATE question. This is a previous year GATE question. Determine the result in transient free response of the given circuit. Determine the value of T naught which result in transient free response of the given circuit. See, basically this is an RL circuit. RL circuit, omega is given as 100 pi. Okay, omega is given as 100 pi, 2 pi f is given as 50, so omega is 100 pi. So find the value of this. So when should be the switch be closed? For 0 transient, okay, or transient free response. You have omega t naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. This is sine, right? So phi here, omega t plus nothing is there. So phi is given as 0. So omega t naught is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. So find the value of this omega L by R. Omega is 100 pi into 0.01 by R is 5. So this is pi by 5. Tan inverse pi by 5. 180 by 5. 36. Tan inverse 36. Find the value of this. So this will become 100 pi into T naught is equal to 88.4. So T naught is 88.4 by 100 pi. So here pi value will be 3.14. 22 by 7. Here it is 180 degrees. Okay, you have to understand this. Many people do this mistake. You'll get 0.28. 0.28. So that means when you switch at that particular time, there won't be any AC transients in the circuit. Understand? Shall I repeat or am I clear? Shall I repeat or am I clear? So understand if it is in this angles, tan inverse. So this is an angle. So you have to write this in degrees. Okay, pi should be in degrees here. Here this is not in angle, so you have to write in radians. Pi is 3.14 or 22 by 7. Am I clear? Shall I repeat? Repeat. Okay. See, as I given you the formula of this. So what is the transient free formula? Omega T naught plus phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R when V is equal to Vm sin omega T plus phi. To compare these two, what is phi? Phi is 0 because Vm sin omega t is given. V of t is given as Vm sin omega, sin omega t. So phi will be 0. So omega t plus phi will be 0. So phi omega t naught is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Tan inverse omega L by R. Omega is 2 pi f. F is given as 50. So omega will be 100 pi. 100 pi. So 100 pi into 0.01. 100 pi into 0.01 is 0.01 and 100 gets cancelled by 5. Pi by 5. Tan inverse pi by 5 is tan inverse 36. You got it as around 88.4 degrees. So T naught will be 88.4 by 100 pi. T naught will be 88.4 by 100 pi. At this instant, if I close my switch, they won't cancel. Clear? Okay. So same problem, same if it is V of t equal to cos omega t. Same problem, repeat. If V of t is equal to cos omega, tell me the answer. Equal to cos omega t, tell me the answer. See, again, if it is like omega t naught is equal to pi by 2 plus tan, right? Plus this is tan inverse. Again, I got it as 36, 88 degrees. So this will be 3.14, right? Sorry, pi by 2 is 90. 90 plus 88. 90 plus 88 by 100 pi. This should be your T naught value. This should be your value of T naught. This should be the value of T naught. I don't have readily calculator available. I hope you should get the same answer. How much did you get? 0.56. Okay. Just tally with each other. Okay. Next, do this one. Determine the value of T naught for transient free response. Again, a gate question, previous year gate question. It's an RC circuit given. RC circuit given. So it is again cos. You have to observe this. This is omega T naught plus phi is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse omega RC. Now find the value of this. Okay. So omega RC will be, omega here is given as 2. So omega RC is 2 into 1 into 1 by 2, which is 1. So tan inverse 1 is 45 or pi by how much? 45 pi by 4 plus pi by 2. Omega T naught. Omega is again. So 2 T naught plus phi is again pi by 4. So pi by 4 gets cancelled. 2 T naught is equal to pi by 2. T naught is equal to pi by 4. How much is the value of this? 3.14 by 0.785 seconds. Is it clear? Am I clear? Shall I repeat? Am I clear, everyone? Sir, how come pi is 3.14 for the last part? See, if it is in what you call tan inverse of something is always angle. So out of this is not like pi is 180. This is not in degrees. This is in radians. Okay, you have to understand this. This is not what you is. These are all radians. Pi by 2, pi by 4, and pi by 4 all are radians. Okay. So whenever you see it in sine or tan or cos, then you have to take the values as 180 degrees. Otherwise, it is so. Okay. Okay. So this is quickly we'll do some previous year gate questions, gate D. So this question, this is very interesting 2-mark question. A bench top to your screens. A ramp beyond this 10 volts, 0 amperes. When connected to an ideal resistance, find the load which maximum power is transferred, load voltage and currents. Then, so that's what I'm telling. This is a question on solar panel. So PV cells maximum power point will be at maximum voltage and maximum current. Here it is 10 volts and 4 amps. R is nothing but V by I, 10 by 4, 2.5 direct question, 2.5 ohms, 4 amps and 10 volts. Okay. Moving on. This is again GATE 2020 question, a very important question. Everyone try to read the question and try to answer it. Everyone try to read the question and answer this. A resistor and a capacitor are connected in series to a 10 volts DC supply through a switch. The equal to 0 and the capacitor voltage is found to cross 0 volts at t equal to 0.4 tau. Okay, where tau is the circuit time constant. The absolute value percentage change required in the initial capacitor voltage, the zero crossing has to happen at t equal to 0.2 tau. Is dash rounded up to 2 decimals. Try to read the question. Try to understand what is given. Try to understand what is given in the question. So, so whenever you have difficulty in understanding, you have to draw it. It's an RC series circuit. RC series circuit, and you have a switch here. You have a switch here. You have a source here. Okay, 10 volts DC supply. It is given. This is R and C. Okay, and the capacitor voltage is found. This is VC. VC is found to cross 0 at time t is equal to 4 tau. After 0.4 tau, the capacitor voltage is crossing 0. Okay, so there is some V naught initially. Okay, it is not uncharged capacitor. This is a charged capacitor. So at t equal to 0.4, if V is equal to 0, there will be some V naught value. Okay, the absolute value of percentage change required in initial capacitor voltage. Initial capacitor voltage is V naught. If this has to happen at t equal to 0.2 tau. Okay, you have 2 tau and 0.2 tau, your V is 0. Okay, so graphically, if you see, this is your voltage. V equal to V naught e power minus t by tau, or sorry, this is with the source, right? Okay, at t equal to 4 tau, this is 0. Here t equal to 2 tau, this is 0. So what is being asked is this change in voltage percentage, this change in voltage percentage of this. Okay, this voltage V naught. Understood? Percentage of this voltage. Absolute value in the sense you don't have to consider if it is negative value also. You have to write the absolute value. Minus 90%, you have to write it in 90% only. Okay, you have to write the percentage. Understood the question? So you have given two conditions of time and both voltage is 0. You have to find the difference in those voltages, V naught values. Okay, so let me write it. V is equal to V of infinity plus V of 0 or V naught minus V of infinity e power minus t by tau. This is what it is. Okay, and it's an series RC circuit. V of infinity is equal to the supply voltage, right? Supply voltage. How? This is what is given, 10 volts. 10 volts is given. What is VC of infinity? VC of infinity. At infinity, this capacitor acts as an open circuit. Sorry, it got disconnected. So what is V of infinity here? V of infinity is nothing but the total voltage. It will get open circuited. So whatever the voltage here, whatever the voltage in the source will be appeared across the capacitor. V of infinity is 10 volts. Okay, 10 volts. So this is 10 plus V0, V0 minus 10 into e power minus t by tau. When t is equal to 0.4 tau, what is given? Voltage is 0. So 0 is equal to 10 plus V0 minus 10 e power minus t by 0. Sorry, t is equal to 0.4 tau, right? 0.4 tau by tau. Tau gets cancelled. E power minus 0.4. Find V0 for this. Find V0 for this. Find a t equal to 0.2 tau. Find V0 for this. I'll call this as V0 dash and V0 double dash. V0 double dash. The answer is V0 dash minus V0 double dash by V0 dash into 100. The mod of this. So tell me you'll get some negative values for both this. Tell me the answer for this. Tell me the answer for V0. E power minus 0.4. I hope everyone is having calculator 0.67. So tell me the value of V0. Minus 4.92. And this, find for this 0.2 tau. Minus 2.21. So this will be, answer will be 4.92 minus 2.21 divided by 4.92 into 100. It is 54.95%. 54.95% is the answer. Shall I repeat? Is it clear? This is a 2020 GATE question. Very important. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. So find this one. This is also GATE 2020 question. I brought some GATE questions for you. The current in the RL circuit shown below is I of t is given. The value of inductor rounded off to 2 decimal 28. Last question for today. Last question. See again, V is given, voltage is given, current is given. Impedance will be V by Z. Okay, sorry, V by I. So V is 200 divided by I is 10. Oh, I'm taking only the magnitudes. So Z value is 20 ohms. Z value is 20 ohms. And again, it is cos phi t and cos phi t minus pi by 4. What power factor? Power factor. Everyone, definition of power factor is, I've given you 3 definitions. Cos phi is equal to R by Z. Cos phi is the angle between, cosine of the angle between voltage and current, and it is the ratio of P by S, right? Remember 3 definitions of power factor. Power factor R by Z, cosine of angle between V and I, and P by S. 3 definitions for power factor, very important. Okay, so what is the angle between V and I? Cos of pi by 4, cos of pi by 4. 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 is the power factor, 0.70. Okay. See, from the triangle, what you call impedance triangle, this is phi, R, Z, L, this is omega L. Okay, so what is sin phi? Sin phi is equal to omega L by Z. Okay, omega L by Z. Sin phi is equal to omega L by Z. So omega L is equal to Z sin phi. Cos phi root 2. Sin phi is also 1 20 into 1 by root 2. Fourteen four is the ohms. So I want to find the value of L. L is equal to 14.14 by omega is given as 5. So divided by 5. 2.82 Henry. Correct. 2.82 Henry. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So any clarifications needed in today's class or any of the topics we discussed? Any clarifications needed? If I'm clear, I'll end the session. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.